welcome back to Resistance Chicks once again. We are your hosts, Leah and Michelle. We were just here about 10 minutes ago. We said 5 minutes, but both Leah and I, her calves, like not cows, we don't have any baby cows, like literally her calves were hurting in my back, so we were like stretching. Okay, geared up, ready for another round of news with you guys. We just went to Poland, and now we are going back to the United States, where a government shutdown hangs in the balance. Today is the 18th of January, 2018. We're getting close to the anniversary of Trump's inauguration, and I think that it's not a coincidence that now they're screaming, "Shut down! It's all Trump's fault!"
Yeah, if you're not familiar with what's going on, it's all over illegal immigration. Trump ran on a myriad of things, but the one thing, the major, like 50%, right? If you put like a pie chart out there, 50% of what he ran on was the wall. And we live in suburbia. It was so funny because I got this guy down the street from me, lives in this kind of nice big fancy house, but he puts out during the election, he puts out these handwritten signs.
It was great, though. I mean, it was hilarious.
Just build the wall.
Build the wall.
And then just all different things, all different Trump slogans. And he would put out new ones. He would rotate them.
Like almost every day, it seemed like there was a new sign out all the time, which is why they had to be handwritten. What's he going to do? Buy it? But the point is, Leah and I, we've told you this before, but for those of you that aren't
claustrophobic, baby.
We don't want a wall.
I don't like walls, especially.
I don't like keep people out. They keep you in.
I don't like clear walls, right? Let me out. Like, right. Seriously, I'm claustrophobic no matter what.
Yes.
If I need to go into Mexico, if I need to sneak into Mexico for some reason in the middle of the night,
or Canada,
I want to get there, right?
Do you remember when you used to be able to go to Canada without a passport?
And Mexico without a passport.
Dang. So, but that being said, Trump ran on Build a Wall. He is a promise keeper, promise maker, and promise keeper.
Listen, you can have a virtual wall. And some people were saying, oh, Trump, is turning around to be a virtual wall or whatever. When he got in office and he started to crack down on illegal immigration, he started to just already enforce.
Did you drain that pasta like I said?
It's fine.
It's going to turn to mush if it's not drained.
It has been drained.
Okay.
The sauce is in it.
I'm ready to eat dinner and I sit in there, and she made homemade noodles the other day from scratch. And I was afraid if they just sat there in the water, it would turn into noodle soup. I'm waiting on my dinner, man.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. Food is very important to me.
But here's the thing. This spending bill. So anyways, what this is all over is the fact that Donald Trump and the Democrats have been going, and the rhinos have been going back and forth. If you play, did I play this for you guys?
I don't know.
Bill Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Barack Obama all said the same thing about immigration and various things I've shared on Facebook and Twitter and different things like that. There's really one funny where they've dubbed in Trump's face and he's like, yeah, well, Obama's talking, but I don't really want to see Obama talk.
No.
Again. Right?
Gives me nightmares.
So here's the thing. Trump's major bargaining tool is DACA. And these are the deferred action children. I don't know. Kids who came here, their parents brought him here, they're here illegally. Now, here's the catch. This is to show you how disingenuous they are, the Democrats, on this whole thing. So, every day, they trot out another illegal immigrant who has to be sent back, like they just did with some guy who was a legal immigrant here. He married somebody who was legally here.
Right.
They had kids, and there's all this crying and wailing and everything going on. Well, Obama deported 2.5 million and didn't do any stories on that. There were no crying stories on that. Right? So, here's the thing. These DACA kids, they were brought here illegally. They weren't born here. They're not naturalized citizens.
Right.
And everybody is saying, oh, the children, not children anymore. Most of them are in their 20s and 30s. And Obama didn't have the right to do it. Not the constitutional right to do it. Nobody voted on it. Okay? This whole deferred action thing. And on Tucker Carlson, all these pro-immigration people like the DACA kids. They're like, some of them are serving in the military and some of them are doctors. And Tucker Carlson's like, they're not any more great than regular citizens. Okay, they're making them out to be like, special children. Like somehow they have superpowers. Right. Like, keep the superpowered children here, right? Well, to show you how disingenuous they are, the Democrats who said the children shouldn't be punished for what the illegal thing their parents did, want to, as part of the deal, for the children to bring their parents back or allow their parents to stay.
Right.
So the kids shouldn't be punished for what their parents did, and the parents should be punished for what they did either.
So nobody's going to be punished.
Right.
For doing anything illegal.
No, it's so weird. And all Trump is saying is like, listen, we'll let the kids stay. We'll work on it. But you have to make sure that this doesn't happen. Let me show you. A legal alien, and We Are Borg knows about this kind of thing happening, where an illegal immigrant gets deported and they come back and they kill somebody. Now, what does that mean? Does it mean that all illegal immigrants are going to kill people? No. But it shows a propensity for criminal behavior if you're deported and you keep coming back. And it also shows that we aren't vetting these people before they come in.
Right.
So you have this illegal alien who stabbed a suspect, and he was a 7-time deported felon. Weeks after Eulalio Minuits, or forget it.
Good
this
try.
Dude.
He's painful.
Rocho
Dang.
Was arrested in December as a suspect in a California restaurant stabbing. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has revealed that he had been deported 7 times and has multiple criminal convictions on his record. Now, if he had to come through legally at a border checkpoint, his felonies would have shown up. He ain't getting in. And this person wouldn't have been stabbed.
Right.
It's very simple. We live in
so
a
there's
different...
blood on someone's hands.
Yeah. He was arrested on December 27th, allegedly for the December 21st stabbing of a 61-year-old man at the Santa Rosa Lola's supermarket. According to Fox 2 News, the 2 men had been sitting at separate tables and had not spoken when the elderly man was attacked. The video surveillance provided authorities with images of this guy. And they didn't even talk. He just stabbed a dude.
Does Sydney need to go outside?
I think she's okay. Go ahead. Patriot Gallery?
Patriot Gallery.
Well, just watching this, they have some really evil, gruesome kind of murders down in Mexico. They find body parts in...
Dude, yeah! The criminal cartel, they don't have
the river that separates America Grande.
The Rio Grande.
The Rio Grande, yeah. It's just disgusting. I mean, it's scary. But, no, I think this, talking about... This is the one thing they're holding on to. It's like a person who's drowning, and this is the only thing they have to hold on to because we were saying in the Poland video, there's more of us than there is of them. The rhinos and the Democrats have nobody to vote for them. Mm-hmm. And so there are a lot of people who are part of the populists backing support Trump, make America great, that are running for office.
Right.
If they don't have these DECA people, if they don't have these immigrants, they don't have anybody to vote for them.
Right.
And they go down with the ship. And they go down with those alligators.
And I gotta tell you, some of these social justice worrying DACA students, they're not sane, man. They're not sane. Anyways, the Democrats are holding the budget hostage over DACA. But the House, it's right now, it's in the Senate. The House passes a stopgap spending bill, hoping to avert a government shutdown. House Republicans narrowly passed a short-term spending bill on Thursday night, hoping to avert a government shutdown before Friday, which would be tomorrow. The House narrowly passed a short-term spending bill, 230 to 197. The government will shut down on tomorrow. The stopgap spending bill will fund the government through February 16th, fund the Children's Health Insurance Program, CHIP, and delay several Obamacare taxes. The House Freedom Caucus staged a last-minute revolt against Speaker Ryan and the rest of the House Republican leadership because the bill did not address long-term military spending. The Freedom Caucus also worried that the short-term spending bill would give the Senate more time to continue working on passing a deferred action for childhood arrivals, a legal amnesty bill. Conservatives want the House to vote on the immigration reform bill sponsored by Bob Goodlate and Rural Labrador. The bill would fund a wall on the southern border and end the diversity visa as well as chain migration. These things aren't a deal. These things are what Obama campaigned on. These are what Clinton campaigned on. But if you end change migration, the Democratic Party ceases to exist.
True.
If you don't bring in, because here's the thing, people in America
Wake up.
are waking up. They are trying to, their last ditch effort. It doesn't even mean that the Mexican, South American people will vote for the Democrats. It just means that they're hoping that they will. They know they don't have the votes right now.
Right.
They're hoping
Right.
that these Mexicans
You know what I think?
will.
It also goes a little bit further than that. They bring them in here to appeal to the bleeding heart of everyday Americans who really just want to help people down on their luck.
Right.
So I don't have an issue with a lot of Democrats. I want to say a lot of everyday American Democrats who literally just want to help people. And
well, you want to help people, you go,
They
you
have
do it
no
yourself.
idea- but
Get
here's
in
the
your
thing.
own pocket. Don't
They don't
reach in my pocket.
have any idea of the bigger picture.
Right.
All right. So my point is they bring all these people up here because without them, who else are they going to have to appeal to the bleeding heart of the American Democrat?
They're done.
You know?
They're like out of things. Like, okay,
Right.
so unfortunately for them, civil rights are civil now. Women's rights are pretty awesome. And there aren't any issues. LGBTQ buzz, everybody.
Jeez,
I
they
mean,
can I'm getting married now, right?
yeah, they don't have anything left. The Democratic Party is the identity politics.
Yeah.
They play on people's emotions. They have nothing to add to society.
Correct.
They only take away from society. Remember, the civil rights movement was led by Republicans.
Ah!
For goodness sake. Jeez. It just drives me insane. All right. So, the House Freedom Caucus tweeted on Thursday, the majority of the Freedom Caucus has taken a vote to support the CR effort this evening. So, here's what's part of leadership and Freedom Caucus deal. Promise that leaders will whip hard on the Goodlette bill and have a vote on a conservative immigration bill in the House. Also will vote within 10 legislative days on a DOD Department of Defense funding bill that busts budget caps. Sounds awesome. Unbuckle that belt. Plenty of room. The majority of the Freedom Caucus. Okay, so the spending bill faces large hurdles to pass through the Senate, though. That's the deal right now.
That's the catch.
Senate Democrats told Politico on Thursday that they believe that they have the votes to block the bill from passing through Congress's chamber. I am convinced that between Republicans who publicly said they're voting no and Democrats who said they're voting a no, there are not enough votes in the chamber, a Democratic senator told Politico on the condition of anonymity. Senator John Thune, a member of the Senate Republican leadership, said, I'm concerned that, we may not have the 60 votes in the Senate. And a lot of people are saying that this is on Republicans' backs. They have the Senate. They really don't. It's totally hanging in the balance here. And I think that it's obviously problematic. Speaker Ryan chided Senate Democrats for holding up the spending bill in the Senate. If the Senate Democrats want to shut the government down, if the Senate Democrats want to deny funding for our troops, if the Senate Democrats want to stop funding CHIP for unrelated issues, that's a choice they would make. I don't think it's a good choice for them to make, but that would be their decision to make. However, many Republican senators oppose the House short-term spending bill in its current form, which would be Senators Rand Paul, Lindsey Graham, and Mike Rounds, who all oppose the bill. Republicans would need over 10 Democratic senators to back the bill for it to pass through the Senate. And President Trump said on Thursday that a government shutdown could happen and that it's up to the Democrats to avoid it. So we'll see what happens. I'm not concerned either way. Like the last time there was a government shutdown, Obama's like, can't go to Migrants.
I want to talk to you guys about that for a bit. 1 second here. That was kind of, I want to say,
The awakening.
for us. Not really that we've been awakened for a long time, or woke, however you want to say it.
Woke.
We've been woke like that. We've been
Red
woke.
pilled. Here's the thing: the Democrats call social justice warriors woke.
Yeah.
We're red pilled.
Okay, red pill. We've been red pilled for a long time. However, we didn't know that there was a giant movement on YouTube and in other social media platforms and on the internet of people like you guys and other YouTube people. Like, we just didn't know that this community existed. We had no clue. It was Pete Santilli.
Who went to prison because of the Bundys.
Yeah. That kind of
He was
started
a
all
radio
this
guy.
with the truckers' ride
To
to DC during the government shutdown of, was it 2014 or 15?
I guess I can't remember now. No, Justin didn't live here.
It was 14. I think he was still at Teen Challenge. Ever since then, we have been following closely. I think that was kind of almost our introduction to Alex Jones and different channels like that, to realize that we weren't alone.
We were alone.
We thought that we were alone.
We were the only
This is really, really good news. And so the last time we had a government shutdown, something big did happen. And then, what's his name? Michael, that did the documentary on it. Shoot. It's sitting over there. Remember, he was going to use your song and then didn't. What's his name? Oh, well, this one guy, you guys know him. He's been on Fox News a bunch. Used to be on Megyn Kelly when she was actually cool. Did a documentary on it and actually showcased what happened. I mean, they locked the vets out from going to see the World War II memorial. It was ridiculous. And there was a lot of peaceful protesting, and then sometimes they got a little violent. A lot of people wanted to remove the barricades that were keeping the vets from getting to these monuments.
I think America was still a sleeping giant, because we were a little disappointed on the turnout for the truckers' ride for this DC, but when Donald Trump came around, everybody came out.
Yeah, very true. So that was kind of our awakening to the truckers' ride to DC. So we've been through the government shutdown before. They shut down the parks at that time. I think I don't think that it's not as drastic as they're saying that it is. This whole government shutdown. It's kind of ridiculous to me.
It is ridiculous. Yeah. So
Dennis Michael Lynch. Thank you, Kate L.
Dennis Michael DLM, right? Or DML. Right. All right. So when we're talking about DACA, we're talking about illegal immigration. Our Jeff Sessions, and they're all cracking down on sanctuary cities. I don't know if you saw the interview with Homeland Security, I guess, with Cory Booker, but I guess it was pretty insane. He just had demons fire out his eyes. What did Donald Trump mean by blank hole countries? I don't know. But so you got one side that says, listen, we're going to start pulling funding on sanctuary cities, period. That's what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. But then you got the California Attorney General that says, we will prosecute employers who cooperate with federal immigration officials.
Huh.
I'm feeling something a little weird here. Like, your mama tells you to do this, and your dad tells you to do this.
Now, this isn't the first time that this has happened. When we had the,
how can you can't prosecute somebody for working with the feds?
The groundbreaking law that allowed homosexual marriage. Mm-hmm. I think it was down in Kentucky. There was I'm going to get this totally wrong. Yeah. What was she? She was to issue these marriage license.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to do it. She was trying to follow state law. Mm-hmm. As opposed to this big federal, it's totally illegal for the judges to be making laws anyway, but that's another story. And this kind of reminds me of that, but different.
Right. So
you should be able to.
Well, she wasn't prosecuting anybody.
No, but they fired her.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where she's at. I don't know if she's not. I forget.
I do too. But my point is, there is a time for state sovereignty, which is always okay. But you can't prosecute somebody for obeying a federal,
right?
You know what I mean? Law. You can't do that.
So
putting someone in prison that's ridiculous.
Xavier Buchera says his office will prosecute employers who cooperate with federal immigration officials to deport criminal aliens from the United States. In a press conference on Thursday, the pro-open borders Attorney General warned California employers of new state laws that barred businesses from providing information on illegal aliens to the ICE agency that would aid in deportations.
So I don't need to know a lot. I just have to have moderators and people in the chat that do. Maya says it's Kim Davis. She was the clerk of court. Thank you for that, man.
It's your show too.
It's your show too.
Buchera also said there are new laws in place in California now in 2018, and with the advent of 2018, I mentioned two of them specifically, AB 450 and SB 54. AB 450 in particular deals with the workplace in particular and how we go about treating the information about the workplace and employees at the workplace by employers. What we're trying to make sure is that employers are aware that in 2018 there's a new law in place. We will prosecute those who violate California law. Under 450, employers are banned from having to re-verify an employee's immigration status that is not required by federal immigration law. Likewise, the law bans employers from providing voluntary consent to an immigration enforcement agent to enter non-public areas of a place of labor unless the agent provides a judicial warrant except as specified. So, seriously, I own a business.
Yes, we do.
And you're telling me that if I'm in California, I can't allow an immigration enforcement agent to just come into my business. It doesn't say for what reason. I literally am, it's illegal for me to let a federal agent into my business without a warrant. That's not how this works. Somebody shows up with a warrant and they get to come in. Somebody knocks on your door, you're always allowed to let them in. You can always let in a federal agent.
So I guess no federal agents are allowed to buy or go into any store. Like, so literally all federal agents, they can't buy donuts. They can't go into a clothing store. Like, they're not allowed in at all.
What is this? SB 54 reported that California is a sanctuary state which bans public officials and employers from turning over criminal illegal aliens to federal immigration officials. California, I'm getting ready to just cut you off, man. You're done. We're done. Go into the ocean. We are done.
California used to be really nice back in the 70s.
Now, let me just tell you, I'm not the only one. There are sane people in California. What is this called?
So what too says the idiotic California governor also allows people with HIV to donate blood.
Yeah, what is this? He also made it it's not a felony anymore to not to disclose that you had HIV, which means
when you're sleeping with somebody.
When you are carrying around HIV, you are carrying around a loaded gun. I don't care. Everybody says, "Oh, there's medicine for it now." No, you can still die of HIV. You can still get sick.
You can't just give people venereal diseases. Like, you cannot. Jacek Sass says California should be expelled from the American Union and nuked hard. I don't think we want to blow up California. There's a lot of amazing Californians. Adeline being one in California.
We have relatives in California. It's not their fault. Now listen to this. Some people have an idea.
Something needs to happen.
Soon see a 51st state. Conservatives in California so fed up with liberals running their state, they're pushing to break away and form a new California.
Well, it's been ungovernable for a long time. High taxes, education, you name it. We're rated really, I think, about 48th or 50th from a business climate.
Here to react is a guy that's kind of new to California, at least the Los Angeles area. The Next Revolution host Steve Hilton. He moved to California after serving as strategy director to former UK Prime Minister Cameron, and joins us live. So, Steve, this is a debate. Do you think this is a debate worth having?
Well, look, I tell you what's a debate worth having is the complete mess that the liberal coastal elite that run California have made of the state, not just in the last few years, but for the last few decades. I mean, just look at what's going on in California. It's got the highest poverty. There's a housing crisis. People can't afford anywhere to live.
The rash of illegals, the homeless situation.
The homeless situation, just near where I live in San Francisco, it's so embarrassing to be walking around a city with such wealth from the tech industry.
Sure.
And they can't run the basics of a city, so you can understand why people are fed up with it.
Well, they call this Calexit or California exit, like Brexit that happened in the UK.
I feel like Cal Exit is the thing.
Cal Exit.
But that also could sound like some kind of weird new health drink. I have no idea.
Sounds delicious. Steve, if we could put up that graphic once again that shows the part of coastal California.
Yeah.
That's the part that predominantly votes super lefty.
Yes.
And it's the balance of the state, is the rural portion of the state. They want out.
exactly, because their needs aren't being properly represented, because you've got the people on the coast who have a complete lock on the state legislature. You've had a Democratic governor for a long time, over a decade now. And so they feel like their issues aren't being addressed, whether that's, people who work in the farming community. It's just so... it makes them so angry that they feel they don't have a proper voice. That's what lies behind this.
Here's what's changed. I used to live out there, and the stories we used to do is north and south. North and south, there was a difference. The thing that's changed is now it's coast, and I guess east of
everything else. That's exactly right.
It's the frustration New Yorkers feel because they have New York City here. Upstate New York tends to be a little bit more conservative, and Long Island is divided. Yeah. So, but they're hostage to New York City.
But although I personally, I don't really agree with this. I don't like the idea that we're going to divide ourselves into smaller and smaller groups and just stick with the people that are like us. The real answer to this actually is to revive the California GOP, which has been sort of nowhere for years. It doesn't really have a strong presence. It doesn't make the populist argument that President Trump won on in 2016 to the people of California.
So get Nixon and Reagan.
Well, they're trying to do it by the book. They're trying to do it.
That's how West Virginia was created, actually. It's called West Virginia.
Right?
It's created after splitting from Virginia.
I think Heather has my sentiments. She says, I love these people. I do too. I understand where this guy's coming from. Don't get me wrong. I totally feel him. But if this is what has to happen in order for us to have California still, and not nuke them, then let's see what happens. All right, Patriot Gallery.
When you talk about the California mayors and California governors, when they make decisions that endanger the people,
right?
That's like having a Nero, that's a crazy Caesar, who wants to burn down Rome and accuse the Christians just so he can build a new Rome. Okay, when you have a crazy one person and maybe a few of his friends make decisions like this, you get your state. Whoever's the highest of legal authority, you got your highway patrol, you've got your police officers, whoever is the highest, they go and arrest these people and put them in an insane asylum. Okay, they get a fair jury and trial, but you realize these people are endangering the people by making laws. See, we have this government. It says the House of Representatives, even of states, make laws. Individuals, even 5 Supreme Court judges had no right to make the law against the Constitution, against prayer in school. They had no right to take the 10 Commandments down. They had no right to do abortion, because the Congress must make laws, and states have Congress, and that's Congress's House of Representatives and Senators.
Right.
That's like thousands of people make laws. And so 5 people on the Supreme Court can't make a law. Governors and mayors can't make laws. That's like this con guy in London.
Right.
He can't make laws. Come on, get out here. He can't say Trump can't come in.
Right.
You have legislators of thousands and thousands of people to make the laws. And that, majority goes along with it. But it has to go along with the Constitution. And when a governor or mayor is endangering the life, freedom, and happiness of everybody else, and letting people poison each other,
right,
that guy needs to be locked up like Nero in an insane asylum.
I totally agree.
Put the rubber gloves, or what's that thing you put around the person?
A straitjacket. Say Perfect says, Caesar burned down Rome just so he could get the insurance money. You'll get more of that on Say Perfect's channel. You should go subscribe.
So I want to go here where Matt Gaetz has said there's actually something more important to him than the government shutdown.
Really?
And that's the government shutdown's happening tomorrow. Now, he wants the House to vote on this immediately.
It's not going to play.
That's going to play.
It is going to play.
Folks, breaking news here. We were going to start with the House vote on the stopgap budget bill with Congressman Gaetz. But he's of Florida. He has just informed us, and he informed Fox News as well, that he and other members of Congress have just been given a 4-page memo that is extremely disturbing involving the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Program. He joins me now, Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida. This is new. You just got this document. What does it say, and why are you more concerned about this than the continuing resolution vote tonight?
Well, Liz, the allegations contained in this important intelligence document go to the very foundations of our democracy, and they require an immediate release to the public, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I cannot talk about the specific facts contained within this memo. I can only share my observation that if the American people knew what was happening, if they saw the contents of this memo, a lot would become clear about the information that I've been talking about on television for the last several months. And so I am calling on our leadership to immediately hold a vote on the floor of the House to make public the key contents of this intelligence memo regarding the FBI, the Department of Justice, and President Trump.
Would you recommend in calling for this vote that it supersede the vote on the continuing resolution tonight, be part of it? How would that work?
We could do them simultaneously. At any time, the leadership could put on the floor a measure that would allow us to release to the public the critical allegations, and I cannot stress how important they are in this memo. And they could put that on the floor at any time. They could do it simultaneous with the continuing resolution or immediately before or after.
I know you cannot discuss the top secret contents, but can I ask you a general question? Does it, I guess, articulate some type of horrific privacy abuses on American citizens?
Well, I cannot discuss the specifics that are contained in the memo, but folks who've been paying attention and watching what Congressman Jordan and Congressman DeSantis and others have been talking about on television and in the Judiciary Committee would likely find the contents of this memo very interesting, very revealing, and just essential to the way our government interacts with the duly elected President of the United States. This is no small measure. It is just as important as keeping the government open through the weekend, and we need to have a vote on it immediately.
Well, do you now regret having voted yes to extend the FISA, the so-called Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Program?
Yeah, and so I'm going to end that one there.
So John Lamorgue says, have to see this memo, have to. David B says they're talking about it on Hannity. So what too says top secret. Wow. That's really interesting. I'm hoping that all will be made clear and maybe they will put that vote forward tonight. That would be excellent. I'm curious to see who would actually vote to have it revealed.
So this is another little snippet on the dossier. You guys know who Sidney Blumenthal is, a friend, an advisor, and a confidant to candidate Hillary Clinton, was allegedly interviewed by the FBI in connection with the controversial dossier that was used in part as evidence by the Bureau to obtain a warrant to investigate members of President Trump's campaign team. Do you see how this is all working together? Yes. You have the FISA court, you have Sidney Blumenthal, you have candidate Hillary Clinton, all of them, Obama administration working with candidate Clinton to spy on her opponent, Donald Trump, hiring somebody hiring a Fusion GPS, who actually a good portion of their clients are Russians seeking to find a way out of the Magnitsky Act. It's the Russians, it's the Russians, it's the Russians, it's the Russians.
Yep.
But we're going to hire the Russians. How is that a thing? Like, it boggles my mind that you can say that Donald Trump worked with the Russians when you're working with the Russians.
That's because whatever somebody accuses you of, that's what they're guilty of. A little bit ago, worth a look, Justin Hughes had sent me a screenshot. Someone had tweeted out that Twitter just banned the House Special Committee on Intelligence Twitter account. This is the committee that is looking into Obama's FISA abuse. So I got a screenshot of that their account has been suspended.
Interesting. It doesn't have a little blue check mark, so I'm curious to see if it's the real deal. All right, so Blumenthal worked as a White House aide for Bill Clinton and later worked with the Clinton Foundation after being denied a role by the Obama administration with then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, according to reports. According to Politico, he was being paid $10,000 a month by the Clinton Foundation. It's a great lucrative job to work for the Clintons. In 2015, emails released by the State Department showed the extensive and ongoing working relationship between Clinton and Blumenthal. The emails revealed that then Secretary of State Clinton would seek Blumenthal's advice on foreign policy issues.
Wow.
Obama was like, nah, I don't want you to hire him. I don't want you to go for him to advice. And she's like, I'm going to use my unregulated server to send emails to him all day long. How about that, Obama?
Oh, my gosh.
I don't care what the law says. I am Hillary Clinton. No law applies to me.
Very true. Very true.
I don't even care what Obama says. And his role appeared to be more than an advisor or friend, according to the emails. Blumenthal regularly.
How can you be more than an advisor or friend? Like, I don't have very many people in my life that are more than advisor or friends or family. Like, I mean, how can you be more than a friend?
I don't know. Blumenthal regularly sent Hillary Clinton vaguely sourced and intelligence cable style briefings while she was Secretary of State. So like a colleague. Earlier this month, members of the House Intelligence Committee went to the Justice Department to review the FBI and DOJ documents requested last August by Chairman Devin Nunes. As reported earlier, the Washington Post revealed in October that the Democratic National Committee and Hillary Clinton campaign, the research firm Fusion GPS, revealed your sentence, Sarah. For the dossier that was put together by former British, you know that one. In April, CNN reported that the dossier was used to monitor communications of Carter Page, who volunteered as a national security advisor with the Trump campaign for a short period of time. But by December, another story by the New York Times suggested that the inquiry into the Trump campaign and its alleged ties to Russia began with George Papadopoulos, this low-level guy who is now, people are saying, was a plant. So... and after 2016 presidential election, Blumenthal told Dutch TV Nieuwsuur that Clinton's loss to Trump was the result of a cabal of right-wing agents of the FBI in the New York office attached to Rudy Giuliani. I think it's not unfair to call it a coup, says Blumenthal. A coup, even, the reporter says. Blumenthal said, yes, a coup d'etat to give Clinton. Okay. That's a joke. All right, so it's getting late. I promised you, Nigel.
I think he's got a nice haircut right now.
Justin and Barry sent this link to me, and I'm going to give you the punchline. He's like, listen, and it really sunk into me because the interviewer asks, why shouldn't we let children? And he's like, well, most of them aren't really children. And she goes, what if they prove to be children? He said, then you open the doors up. Single, unaccompanied minors, child trafficking.
Oh,
child trafficking.
Well
if child traffickers know, we already know that the UK is a hotbed for trafficking people.
Right.
And if they know that there's a crackdown on adults, then they will seek to bring in their children, and the children get to citizenship, and then the children bring in their family.
Yep.
And it's in people who aren't their family, because listen, in these countries, there's no solid social security number. There's no birth certificate. You can be a person's parent, you can be their aunt, you can be their uncle, you can be anybody.
Yep.
Well, the UKIP MEP Nigel Farage joins me now from Westminster to discuss this further. Thanks very much for joining us on BBC News. A stronger bilateral relationship with France, that must be something that you welcome.
Oh, I'm all for bilateralism. I'm all four nation states cooperating together, and indeed that's what the Latuke agreement has been all the way through. Many during the EU referendum try to confuse it with EU membership. It's not. It's a different thing, and it was done predominantly for the ferry companies, the train companies, etc. I just would say that we do appear to be picking up all of the bill for a problem that, to be frank, the French haven't handled very well.
But the bill is to strengthen UK security and UK borders, isn't it? So in a sense, why shouldn't it be our bill?
Well, look, it as it appears, and we'll find out more confirmation from the press conference. But if we've agreed, and don't forget, we have put over 100 million into this in the last 3 years. If we've agreed to another 44 million, and on top of that, to take an as yet undetermined new number of migrants, then that seems to me we're giving a bit too much in this relationship.
But these are two separate issues, aren't they? One is about strengthening security, which most people would presumably agree with. One can quibble about the amount of money. The issue of the migrants is something separate. As regards the migrants, if they have family ties in Britain, shouldn't there be a presumption that they should be allowed to come?
Well, if that's the presumption, then goodness knows how many tens of thousands that may mean over the course of the next couple of years. The point is that nearly everybody that is at Calais or in the environs of Calais is there illegally. If they are people who have a right to claim asylum, they of course should do so under international law in the first safe country they come to, and none of that is happening. And when people say, well, look, Nigel, what about children? Well, actually, we've seen before, many that came who were supposed to be children actually were sort of 33-year-olds who looked like they'd be quite good in the rugby scrum. We equally had
what children, Mr. Farage? If they are children, do you accept the principle that they should be allowed to come if they are under 18?
I don't accept the principle that they should be abused. And if we do accept more single child migrants, all that does is to play straight into the hands of the traffickers and to put more people's lives at risk to ferry more people to Calais. So no, we really ought to go back to the Geneva Convention, the basic principles on refugee status, and that is people claim it in the first safe country they come to.
I fail to understand why that would help the traffickers. If you are allowing a legitimate passage for unaccompanied minors, that would surely mean that the traffickers' business is lessened.
Well, where is it legitimate? Is it legitimate in Greece where they land, or in Italy where they land, or in Spain where they land? Is it legitimate when they cross the border into France? Or is it only legitimate when they're moved on to Britain because the French don't want the problem? You know, the whole point of having rules is that people need to abide by them. And France, frankly, has dealt with this very badly and gives the impression that it's happy to shovel the problem onto the United Kingdom.
Can I ask you one question about the UKIP leadership and where you stand on the position of Henry Bolton?
I don't. I think for 4...
I keep seeing things in my Twitter. I'm sorry for UKIP.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for Henry Bolton. He's having an affair with this young blonde chick.
I know.
And then he inserted his foot and put it in his mouth. And since he started the affair, Henry Bolton, the leader of UKIP, has said it's the happiest time he's had in his life. This isn't how this works as a leader, son. You have...
All right, it's like this. You can... Yeah. Anybody can go through issues. Nigel had a divorce recently. I think that contributed to his weight loss. We all have issues. The Bible's really clear that if you got issues in your home, you can't be a leader, son. Okay? And that goes with every area of life, whether it is government, whether it's in a church, or even at work. If you're having issues such as an affair, okay, then you need to step back from your role as a leader and say, you know what, I got to deal with my issues first, and then maybe I can come back.
Don't parade around with your
not
young
such a good idea.
Model.
No.
Leaders to get involved in the workings of a party would be a huge, huge mistake.
But are you worried that, again, the question of the leadership is in the headlines, the fifth leader since the referendum?
Well, I mean, what I'm worried about is the fact that, I mean, just today we learn that 27 member states met this week to say they're going to demand continued access to British fishing waters as part of the package, the ultimate trade package that gets put.
The EU wants control over British fishing waters, and that's a really big deal for them.
And that's been a massive scare from the beginning. Since Brexit, it's always been, no, you don't get the fishing waters. And the EU has always been, yes, we get the fishing waters. And I don't think that the people here in the United States quite understand the significance of that.
Right.
The fishing waters belong to the people of Great Britain, right? For sure.
Is we're making big concessions on Brexit. What I'm worried about is we face some knife-edge votes coming up in the House of Commons and Lords over the course of the next year, and that British politics needs UKIP to be stable and strong. And you're right, over the last year and more, it's been through a tough time.
Okay. Nigel Farage, very good to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Nigel Farage.
Thank you, Nigel, for that. Actually, as a matter of fact, I don't know what today's Thursday. Yes, I think it was last night. He was talking about Trump, and I had wanted to see what he was talking about today because I'd wanted to call in, and then today happened, and I didn't get a chance to do that. But perhaps sometime soon we will call into Nigel when another American Matter is coming up on his television, or radio program.
To sum up what we're talking about with the government shutdown that's looming right now, Dianne Feinstein, she's big on Lives Matter. She's a Democrat. The title here from the Gateway Pundit is No Lives Matter. Feinstein warns that the government shutdown would kill people. We did anyway. This could kill people. Republicans are going to kill people, and I'm going to vote against it.
Nobody's gonna die from the
As the battle over the
shutdown.
spending bill heads to the Senate to determine if the government will shut down on Friday, Senator Dianne Feinstein is still flip-flopping on how she will vote, despite claiming that a government shutdown would kill people. Democratic senator told reporters in the Capitol Hill hallway that people die. Accidents happen during government shutdowns. Shutting down the government is a very serious thing. People die. Accidents happen. You don't know. Necessary functions can cease. She said there is no specific list you can look at to make a judgment. Well, everything is going to be just fine. You can't make that judgment. So I think it's a last resort, and I'm really hopeful we don't get to it. Despite this admission of the dangers that could come with a shutdown, Feinstein still had not made up her mind about the way she will vote. So people could die, but I'm willing to vote for it.
Right. Heather says, what a drama queen.
Drama mama.
And that's all they know how to do is stir up drama instead of actually doing what's best for the people. If you really believe that people were going to die, then you would actually...
A little bit of happy news. March for Life is happening, I believe, on Saturday. And just now, the Trump administration will protect medical providers who oppose abortion. You will not be forced to do anything against your religious beliefs.
Wow.
And that's a huge win.
That is a big win.
I was watching your show and everything, and I was watching a chat, and we just got through a great show where we said there's so many of us, and the change is going to happen no matter what.
Right.
And you talk about Brexit. Oh, Brexit's over. Oh, it's like no.
Well, I don't think people were saying Brexit is over. They were saying that the UKIP party, and I kind of tend to agree with that. That I think that the UKIP party is through, because what it did is it took the Lib Dems, it took Tories, it took people from all different parties and brought them together in unity to pull out from the EU. But unfortunately, without a strong leadership and a strong reason to move forward, Anne-Marie Waters is still going on the anti-migrant thing, which is why they wanted her in power. But without that, you're just a bunch of people that disagree about almost everything. Except for Brexit.
But my point was that if this is an act of God, it almost, God lets it get down to almost like you're outnumbered.
Right.
And there's no way out. And that's when he moves, because George Washington faced these odds and he's like surrounded, and they don't have shoes, they don't have coats.
Right.
And somehow they mysteriously got all these cannons that this guy called Knox, that's why we have Fort Knox, he traveled over mountains and got these cannons and brought them to George Washington, and the English didn't know they had them because it was like in the middle of the night
and over the snow.
And then they're running out of they were running out of wad to put in their guns. I was like, what are we gonna do? So they rob a church and take their hymnals, and Watts is the singer or the music writer
for hymns,
composer.
And he says, "Give them Watts, boys."
I mean, if this is an act of God, you will be down to nail biting. Right. And it's only those who stand strong and confident, knowing God is with them, are going to make it. A lot of people are going to fall to the wayside because they weren't doing it for the right reasons.
Absolutely.
And God gets you down from 20,000 men to 300. Okay?
Who's really in it to win it?
Right.
Who's really pure in heart.
Yeah. Who means it? And y'all mean it because you're with us still. So... You're the
Bible says in that passage that Patriot Valor was just quoting, what is it to God to save by many or to save by few?
And I know all of you put your trust in the Lord, or most of you do, and the rest of you along for the ride.
All right, so back to this is pretty good news.
Yeah, moving to solidify its credentials with social conservatives, President Trump's administration is creating an office to protect the religious rights of medical providers, including those who oppose abortion. The announcement Thursday by the Department of Health and Human Services drew immediate criticism from the Democrats,
of course,
who said it could undermine the rights of women, gays, and transgender people. The new division will be part of the HHS Office of Civil Rights, which enforces federal anti-discrimination and privacy laws. The administration said it will focus on enforcing conscience and religious protections already part of federal law. No new efforts to expand such protections were announced. President Trump promised the American people that his administration would vigorously uphold the rights of conscience and religious freedom, said the HH Secretary Eric Hargan. The promise is being kept today. Religious and social conservatives are a core constituency of President Trump, blah, blah, blah. Kind of like under Trump, you wouldn't have the Little Sisters of the Poor being forced to pay for abortions and even contraceptions and things like that.
Here is the thing. You can get health service in the United States.
Right.
anywhere by anyone. I understand insurance companies kind of have different doctors and stuff like that, but you don't have to go to a specific medical center. You can go to another one, all right, to get whatever procedure you need done. We're fighting abortion, period. Okay, we're fighting this free contraceptive thing, period. All right, but that aside, within that, you should not have to go against your core religious values.
No, it's
to
like,
murder.
Seriously, if you're in a physician and you say, I don't perform abortions, that's not a medical procedure that you do.
Right.
You know, it's just something that you don't do.
Right.
All right, so we're going to sign off here.
We are. Do we have a song?
No.
Yeah, we do.
Not tonight.
We do.
What do you got?
Gary wanted us to sing Oh Happy Day.
You should bring it up.
We've sung it before, and we actually had a lot of fun singing it. I wonder if we can reach that level of excitement. Do you want to do the echo? Or do you want to sing it together?
I will echo you.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
When Jesus washed.
When Jesus washed.
When my Jesus washed.
When Jesus washed.
He washed my sins away. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. He taught me how to watch, fight and pray, watch and pray. And now I live rejoicing. Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day. That was really bad. It was so bad I had to stop myself. Wow. Dang. Sometimes you have it. You know, there's the, Sister Act 2 version?
Yeah.
And when it comes on and you sing with it.
Yeah, it's
and you're
good.
like, man, I sound awesome. But really you're just hearing the, we've sung this before and it sounded better. You lead.
No.
Come on, do it one more
New
time.
song.
No.
You got one off. You practice that one next time.
That's no.
I'm not feeling. I actually have to
but
hear it.
But it's a happy day.
You don't understand. My ear isn't as good. So on certain songs, I actually have to hear them, or I can't. Like that, and that's one. Dang. Like I have to hear it through once.
Okay, so now we have to sing another song.
Oh, that's what I just said.
You got one?
No.
Anybody got one? In the chat.
When I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, brothers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, mothers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, mothers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, fathers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, fathers, let's go down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear
the robe and crown, good Lord, show me the way. You didn't do the sinners.
Well, I don't like. No, we're not sinners. We're saints.
I love it. All right, you guys. Hopefully that made up for the oh happy day. I thought that we could do it. We'll practice it. Right?
Practice makes perfect, man. I'm not saying we can't. I'm just saying it didn't work tonight, man. Just shut it down. You say, hey, ain't got it right now. It's not coming. You know, sometimes you got oh happy day. It comes right out of you, and sometimes it's like, let's go down the river and pray, man.
That's right.
Sometimes
you gotta go down.
And sometimes you just gotta go down the river and pray.
Today was the pray day.
Today we're going down the river and pray, y'all.
Pray.
All right.
Because things are so cray.
All right, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel that you're here on. Thank you for being here.
Yes,
thank you for being here. We should actually have the same amount of subscribers on both channels. I don't know why. I just wish it would happen. I know that the YouTube pushes forward on Mass Way 3. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard. Not that you guys are here, but that everybody else is in here right now with us.
You know what though? We're only missing like a little over half.
Well,
that's not bad. Right? Half of you made it.
Well, yeah, and then unfortunately this particular channel, Resistance Chicks, doesn't get put anywhere. It doesn't, it stays...
It's the armpit of YouTube.
Yeah. And that's okay. Here's the thing. What is it by God to say by many or by few? Maybe he's just like, you know what? I just want a message really to get out to the chosen few.
You guys are the chosen.
You're awesome.
I have a friend of mine, Justin, who you guys have heard us talk about, that came off of heroin and is doing amazing, the young man. He often texts and refers to me as God's chosen. Not just me, but just in general, that's a term that you can use to a brother or sister in Christ. And I love that. I had never heard it before until he started using it. So I want to call you guys God's chosen.
Absolutely. So we will still be putting this video up on Mass Faith 3. Unfortunately, what happens when we were just uploading videos, and we'll see what happens.
They weren't getting the views.
Notifications. People weren't getting notifications that there was a new video on the Mass Faith 3. So it's we're battling. YouTube's trying to smush us down, and you can say a few prayers if you want to tweet out YouTube. It could help.
Okay,
I don't know.
So what says, I will make a hate video about YouTube. Now, you already did that. Thank you for that. If you guys want to go check out So What's video that he did covering us. He also made a really fantastic German language lesson video. And we were watching it, and then at the end, he gets a little bit excited.
He's very whatty.
And starts putting into the translators, things against Justin Trudeau that are very colorful. I think it's hilarious. So if you guys want to learn a little bit of German, go ahead and watch the video. However, it's not child friendly. And that's all I have to say about that. Patriot Gallery left him a comment, and I don't want So What to ever have to censor himself because Leah and Michelle are in Patriot Gallery.
Y'all, you have to do what
you
have to do what you're called to do, man.
But that being said, I still want our viewers who are okay with colorful language to go and watch your videos because they are excellent.
Quite a few, especially in the UK.
He says, I am sorry for swearing. It's okay. It's totally okay. But I want to be able to push your videos with the parental discretion advised.
Yeah, because I love your videos. You actually play on our TV.
Yes.
And we hit, hello.
Hello,
ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He's really good. And you know what Patriot Guy was saying the other day? If more people like So What were making videos.
Yeah.
A lot of things could happen. A lot of things would change in Germany. We need people who have something, a passion inside themselves to be making these videos.
Right.
And to be telling the truth. So don't ever stop. Don't censor yourself. Because you might
be who you are.
You might lose it.
Yeah. So Scotty says, I call it the remnant. Michelle. Robert Bone says, we are crew members of the USS Resistance Starship.
Yes.
I love that. Let me see. Swamp Rat says, push. Pray until something happens.
Oh,
and
like
that's what we're doing.
I love it.
The Fat Boy says, join the Resistance. Fight the First Order.
Yes.
He says, no, don't promote my channel. Yes, we're going to promote your channel.
Yes, we love it. He makes fantastic videos.
And they're really fun.
Who saw the new Star Wars? They literally got down to like nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they still fighting, man.
Off.
You know, I was actually named after Princess Leia, so what does that tell you?
Yeah.
This could be a very good
Back
thing.
when, do you remember the very first one? They actually called her Leia for the first half of the movie.
Especially in The Empire Strikes Back.
Do you get money for subscribers or for views? We get a very small amount of money for views. It's not really enough to even be worth mentioning. So no, don't go making new accounts just to subscribe to us. Okay, that won't get us anywhere. But sharing the videos and getting new subscribers that will be new viewers will help. But literally, guys, I got to tell you, it's like we put in 2 hours.
Well, it doesn't matter.
I'm going to tell him.
It doesn't matter.
I'm going to tell him.
It doesn't matter.
I just got shut down. I
just
totally
pennies.
got censored. Usually she'll step on my foot.
I didn't this time.
But this time she didn't. I'm not going to tell you how much.
It really doesn't matter.
It's pennies on the. It's not. We might as well be making nothing.
Yeah, it's not. We started out
we don't
making
do
money.
this for money, so don't worry about that. That's the point.
It's not. We don't. It's we do it because we want to get things out there.
If we wanted money, we would start a Patreon account or we would sell products. We're not doing anything. We are just like Leah just said. We are happy that you are here.
People listen to us speak. That I would pay you to do that.
Yes. Well, no, not.
You.
Well, we don't have enough money to do that.
But it was a joke. Funny. It was a joke. Ha ha. Funny.
I'm just saying we're not offering because we can't pay people. But seriously, guys, we want to thank you for being with us. You are what makes Resistance Chicks. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks, both channels, because I'm hoping that Mass Faith 3 will be up and running back again shortly. But
yes,
it's because of instances like this that we want you subscribed to both channels.
I wonder how many people haven't been seeing us on Mass Faith 3 and then finally, you subscribe to Resistance Chicks. Oh, look, you're going live. I'll watch the video.
I know.
That would be really interesting to me.
It is fascinating. We gained about 40 subscribers.
All your moderators were there.
Yes, thanks, Mom. So... All right. Leah has a thing with fidgeting. She has to constantly have something in her hands or something to do when we're standing here talking to you guys. It's either the mouse or she's clicking a pen or tossing her lip gloss around. Unfortunately, that really pretty bracelet that a friend of mine made for me that I was wearing yesterday was still sitting here. Oh, and man. Leah's fiddling with it.
Who made it?
Shannon has caused it to... No, you're not going to be able to put it back together, man.
I don't think it was quality material.
Now this is what's left of what she was fiddling with.
I don't think it was meant to be for bracelets.
I don't think it was meant to be twisted and turned while you were playing.
I wasn't twisting and turning it.
But it's all right.
What can we use them? They're pretty.
They are pretty.
Oops.
Sorry. Thank you to all of our moderators who were here tonight. I don't even know what I was saying. Worth a look, Gary. I think Kelly was here either earlier or Maya, Heather. I know I'm going to miss somebody. Sooks, Brian. Thank you guys for being here. It's always a pleasure. And the rest of you guys, I know you left some really good comments throughout. Leah's still feeling bad.
Please leave them in the comments.
Please leave them in the comment section after. We have a P.O. Box 107 Milford, Ohio 45150, where you can send your letters and we will read them on air. Speaking of which, Bill Burnett sent us an awesome thing. I'm going to showcase. We're getting too late now. Leah, you're fired. She's not fired. It's okay. Leah needs a stress ball, probably. Yeah, that's a good idea, Jim. Well, she's still playing with it as now that it's broken, she can. I don't even know. I'm lost.
Bill Burnett.
Oh yeah, picture. Bill Burnett made this beautiful montage, or what do you call it when you put lots of faces together of JFK, a collage. And
he's an incredible artist.
It's absolutely stunning.
It's actually in the JFK library or something.
Yeah, the original, I think. So I want to showcase that to you guys, but not tonight. That's what happens to stormtroopers when Princess Leia gets to them. Ha ha. Just like that, bracelet, says Say.
Oops.
Thank you. Get her Chinese handcuffs.
Could make a little earring now out of it. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Start your own food growing for the bad times.
Yes.
Well said, getting started on homesteading.
Having a fight.
Just make sure anything breakable is not in her reach. Oh, no, Leah and I never argue.
All right, you guys, good night, and we will be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
That's very true. We will see you guys. I don't even know what we're covering tomorrow. Usually it's a weekly roundup that we don't actually round up round up the week on.
We started it rounding up the week.
Okay, good night, guys. God bless.